Moving on, we have a real good one here. Jets and Bills. Second or third worst matchup for Zach Wilson. I'm not playing him anyways. Seventh worst matchup for Josh Allen. I am playing him. I think he's probably QB5 for me. They've been struggling. This offense isn't great, and the defense of the Jets is good enough that the Jets may win this on defense alone. I'm still playing Allen as a top 5, but that might be the lowest I've had him all season. He might be 5 for me this week. So he might even be behind the group we discussed earlier of what was it, Burrow, Lamar, Howell. He might be 6 for me. It's my lowest I've had him in 3 years, I think.
It's just so hard. He's QB1 by like a good amount. It's just so hard to like knock him down too much. But this is the one matchup over the years he struggled. Like I don't know what it is about the Jets. There's good defense, I guess. But yeah, like he had 10 points in week 1 against them, and that was just the craziest game of all time. But yeah, he's like QB what? I think he's QB3, but I need to push him down. I think like I'd probably rather start Dak and Lamar and Stroud and those guys.
This is just one of my dynasty teams, but it's 3 really great quarterbacks. I got Allen, Hurts, and Fields coming back, and I'm wondering about plugging in Fields over Allen. It seems stupid, but against that Detroit D, it's not scary, and we know what Fields can do. So it's a tough one. I don't expect a really great game from Allen here.
Yeah, I think you could. It's just, you'll probably feel like an idiot if Allen does this thing and Fields struggles, but it's like the upside for Fields. Like, I don't mind it like at all.
Yeah.
Running backs, middle of the pack matchup for the Jets, top 12 matchup for the Bills. I think I'm still taking Breece Hall over James Cook. Fournette and Murray don't really do much for me. Cook and Carter, it's now about Anaconda. You can tell I made this graphic yesterday before Carter was cut and claimed by
Cardinals.
Cardinals. That's interesting there. I think if assuming they move on from Connor, I think Carter could be a sneaky ad to start next year. He was a lot better than they gave him credit for, and I was surprised when they drafted Hall and Anaconda. I thought he was going to be at least part of a duo here. He looked good, but what do you think about these? I don't know, these guys here, Hall and Cook mainly. Well, the one Cook on the Bills, not the one on the other. There's too many Cooks in there.
Not the Dusty Dalvin Cook. No, thank you.
Yeah. Dusty Dalvin.
Gosh, yeah.
Woody.
But yeah, for James Cook, he's like top 15 option. Breece is like RB11. I'm high on both this week. Like Breece just gets the awesome volume, and he's that entire offense. So it's like him and Garrett Wilson. That's it. There's nothing else really there. And James Cook's just explosive, and she just needs the touches. I get it. He fumbled, and his coach did the idiotic thing where he punished him for fumbling. But we saw later in that game, like he was just breaking off runs left and right. He's a good running back, man. So
why do we still do this? He has no history of fumbling. I get putting in timeout if he fumbled like a repeated fumbler. I get it. He's fumbled. He hasn't fumbled since the first carry of his NFL career. Why are we doing this? I don't get it. They should have fired whoever made that. If the OC was the one who decided to bench him, he deserved to be fired. If not, they should have fired whoever made that decision because you're a moron.
Right. They didn't punish Gabe Davis. They don't punish Josh Allen. It's like,
This is a reminder that, start James Cook, but also do not start Latavius Murray. There's no need. He just came in and mopped up all those carries. He looked okay. But, we don't know what's going to happen with Fournette. I'm not starting either of those guys. We can look at Cook, and that's about it. On the other side, I like Breece, and that's about it. So it's Breece, then Cook, then, sit the rest.
It was so funny. My buddy had Stephon Diggs going against somebody who's like a garbage team, and they had Latavius Murray going. And of course, Latavious Murray outscored him with the touchdown. He's just like, and he lost. He's just like, dude, I give up. I'm like, it's fancy, man. It's about to happen.
My 8-1 team went in my toughest league, went into my toughest matchup of the year. And I went into Monday night. He had Diggs. I had a 25-point lead, but he had Diggs and I had Javonte. And I'm going, fuck, please just don't let Diggs outscore him by 26 points. And I end up winning by 45. Javonte outscored Diggs by 20 or something. I was like, that was a nice bonus. So, receivers here. Bad matchup for the Jets. The worst matchup for the Bills. Still starting Diggs as a top 6, I'm going to assume. I don't have my exact rankings. I guess I should get them out. I'm still starting Wilson as a 2. I don't want Lazard. I don't really want Gibson. I will flex or wide receiver 3 Gabe Davis, and I don't want anything to do with Shakir. What are your thoughts here, guys?
Yeah, Diggs is scary. I don't love firing him up. I mean, we saw what Denver, that kind of revitalized Denver secondary did to Diggs last week. And the bigger issue here is that, the fact that the Bills can't block anybody. So we see Josh Allen typically running around for his life, but now it's a lot more urgency back there than there has been in previous years. So Diggs scares me a little bit. It's not enough for me to say he's not the wide receiver one in this matchup. But yeah, and as far as Gabe Davis, no thanks. So I would go Diggs, and then we'll have Wilson, and probably that's it for me. I don't want any part of anybody else.
Yeah, like it's just those two. Like those are the only two I want to play. Diggs, like it's not a good matchup, so it's like Davis is not a good matchup, so it's like why play him? This is the type of game that you do not want to play him because he needs the touchdowns, man. Like that's what he desperately needs. And with the addition of we'll talk about Kincaid here in a second, but like his addition to this offense, like it's really hurting Gabe Davis. So it's just Diggs. He's like my wide receiver 9. Garrett Wilson's wide receiver 11, even though I hate having him that high. It's just he sees the insane volume. Like you just kind of have to trust it.
And I can summarize our trio here pretty easily at the end. Conklin, bad matchup, sit him. Zerline, bad matchup, sit him. Jets defense, bad matchup, sit them. Well, okay, that's a little closer because the way they've been playing, but still sit them. Kincaid, good matchup, play him. Tyler Bass, good matchup, play him. Bills, good matchup, play them. So play the Bills, bench the Jets. Unless you're desperate, I don't mind the defense here.
Agree.
The Bills aren't what they used to be, and Josh Allen's making terrible, terrible, terrible decisions. Yeah. I said maybe I should quote tweet myself on that if Sam Howell can add an extra 10 or 15 yards per game on the ground, they're going to be him and Josh Allen are the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other because they're the same player.
All I heard, Aaron, was trade Josh Allen for Sam Howell in Dynasty. That's all I heard you say just there.
That's exactly what it is. So he's younger, right? You get the youth boost.
Jesse, stop for a second. I need silence so when I cut that clip of him saying trade Josh Allen for Sam Howell, I can make it look like he said it, and I'm not going to put any context whatsoever. It's going to be him saying trade Josh Allen for Sam Howell. So thank you.
Well, that's what you did to me with Calvin Ridley. So
you're trying
to walk back that bad take and blame it on me.
Pull the top 5 Ridley take from earlier in the season, and then you combine it with this one, and you put them together. You're just like,
I'm in the tank now. Don't find any Rashad Penny clips. Then I'm really.
Oh God, what a time to be alive! I was excited.